Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to another scene set in a Death of a Dark Crusade, Season 2. Tonight, on this moderately cloudy evening, we set the scene within the heathlands just outside of Odessa, around the local farmlands situated by the river at the northwest side of the city. Two gangrel, Drystan and Miriam, have departed from the city for the evening, if they were ever formally within it at all, to do a bit of exploring, some scoping out. Drystan having been a bit more adventurous than his kin, one might say, having done a bit of touring of the farmlands beforehand. Investigating some of the local properties and acreage for various endeavors relevant to his clan. But has invited his child to accompany him a small distraction of sorts, to explore a few of the more, a couple of dilapidated estates just beyond the farmlands. And that is where the scene begins, as you are heading through the farmlands to visit these two estates.
So, I was thinking, seeing as these are old estates, there may be some valuables left in them. And it's not as if anybody is going to use them right now. We may as well give them a more appropriate means of, well, use via the clan. And we encounter some bits and bobs. It'll be a waste to let them catch dust. Tim, you are muted.
There we go. Yeah, Miriam will say, we can look at this. I would just like to hear some of the stories of the things you've learned.
Oh, yes, absolutely. I'd be happy. Happy to teach you more.
Then let us go. You lead the way.
Well, we're almost there. Right over there, the house. Kind of looks like a vaguely shaped box of some sorts. Bit of strange architecture. Why is that rounding there? Oh, well. I am just going to take a little bit of look around using heightened senses.
Okay. Well, you're not quite at the estate yet. You're kind of still just going through town and probably trespassing through some of the farms, because do any of y'all really give a fuck? I suspect not.
Fuck with me.
There you go. Well, at least one of you doesn't. Yeah, you begin to head in the direction of the estate, which Drystan probably knows quite well, having spotted them out beforehand. As you begin to leave the town and its ambient glow behind you, you begin to head across the heathland, just kind of a sort of flat plain with various low-lying shrubbery and thorny bushes, before eventually arriving to the estate. The estate is a fair distance out. It seems to encompass a fair bit of acreage, but you can still see the glow of the city, of the city, and the surrounding villages off in the distance. So you could find your way back in case you got lost, and it's highly doubtful either of you would have gotten lost, regardless, considering how well-traveled and well-journeyed you are. Yes. You begin to make your way towards one of these buildings. The first one is actually fairly large. It seems to have been a proper lord's estate. Now mostly grown over. Seems to have been an estate for decades. About 2 to 3 stories tall. Roofs falling apart a little bit. The fencing keeping people out has largely rusted and again kind of grown over. And the pathway that leads into the building is has grown cracked and loose with many potholes and quite a few grooves that you can only imagine have been left through the many carriages that have gone through here in the past. But it looks like this place has been abandoned for quite a long time. There is no light or sign of intelligent life that has resided here, at least not on the outside. Funnily enough, the windows are still very much intact, very dusty and dirty, but not broken. Drystan, you can see a few cracks here and there.
Okay.
But maybe by a bird that bumped into the window. Or,
I'm just gonna pop my eyes at the beast and heighten senses in general, just to.
Yeah, it gives you a much clearer view.
Yeah.
There's only natural light here, really.
Yeah.
So that makes looking around a lot easier. Well, there's a lot of wildlife here, mainly bugs and birds.
Okay.
If you look around the estate, you kind of begin to creep around. Just because of all these sort of overgrown foliage, it's a bit hard to be quiet. But nothing really seems to react to the noise you're making other than the animals. The birds don't really seem to care.
Are any of these dogs or birds close by? Because you mentioned they were
yeah, they're in the garden. They kind of, some of them there are some wood lice that have sort of been crawling around the fencing, and a few other nighttime bugs that you can see in your immediate vision, like moths and the like. Nothing out of the ordinary. You do see a few birds.
Okay.
Most of them are resting kind of up against the perches or ledges within the windows, kind of like a little makeshift shelter. Some are resting on the roofs as well. You can even see, both of you can even see the remains of a nest in one of the windows. but very much like isn't inhabited anymore.
Okay. So if any of these dogs are nearby, or birds, doesn't matter. Preferably dogs, but if birds are all I got, or all I got, then I'll deal with birds. I want to talk to one of these dogs.
Yeah, I'll see if there are any dogs around as well. For any stray dogs, because they'd actually do quite well for themselves here. So I'll roll you. D10 to see if there are dogs. Any doggos.
No doggos?
I'm gonna find out.
Oh, okay, what you're saying.
If you roll high, there are doggos. If you roll low, there are no doggos.
Oh, you want me to roll? My bad.
Rolling. Oh no. Yeah. Okay. You got a 9. So yeah, you are fortunate. There are actually a couple of stray dogs that have been making their way around here. One of them is actually in plain view. It's just kind of resting in the foliage. Looks like it's kind of cooling down. Looks a little bit sleepy.
Alrighty. So what Miriam's gonna do is she's gonna start approaching this dog, right? And once she's gonna make sure that she gets like in view of it, so that way she doesn't sneak up on it. And she kind of, oh my god, it's gonna look so fucking weird. She's gonna get down, and kind of like move towards it on all fours, until she's close enough to kind of talk to it really quietly. And she is going to start. You don't need to roll to just basically communicate with the dog with animalism, right?
Only if you're giving it commands.
Yeah,
Right.
no roll is necessary to talk with an animal. All you need to do is make eye contact. Although I have a house rule. I haven't actually finished all the house rules, but I know the one I have actually done is that you can talk with multiple animals with whispers to the world, because I hate the fact that you can only talk to one at a time. It makes me salty. It really salty inside. So yeah. Yeah, dog perks up a little bit. Seems to pay a bit more attention to you. His head like kind of raises up to look at you.
Miriam will just ask very calmly, "Is there danger here?"
It kind of has a sort of very weathered, elderly voice, and you get the impression the dog is quite old. I haven't seen you around here before. Danger. When was the last time I saw danger around here? Danger comes in every few nights.
And you feel safe tonight?
Tonight is one of the safe nights. Danger came through a couple of moons ago. A scary thing.
Did it look like you, or did it look like me?
Oh, it very much looked like you. From the looks of things, you feel like one of the more pleasant ones.
Oh, what was that, Chris? I couldn't catch that last part.
Oh, he just kind of says in a rather tired voice, from the looks of things, you appear to be one of the more pleasant ones.
Go animalism.
Animalism!
I remember I ran into your kind a few times before. way back in my day. Not so anymore. But I have seen a bit of danger recently.
Well, me and my friend are not here to bring danger. We are simply here to love.
That's what the danger appears to do. But you're more than welcome. A guard I am no longer.
Thank you. Sleep now. She she scratches behind the dog's ears. She knows dogs like that shit.
Oh my. Yes. He responds approvingly.
Huh?
He responds approvingly. He's like, oh my, yes, thank you. That's the spot. Yes. If I could ask just one favor, please do mind the kennels? He says questioningly. That's what I know it as. Yes, that is my home. Please be careful if you look around there. My family does not like to be bothered.
Ah, very well. Thank you.
Goodbye.
Goodbye. Yeah. Upon this dog going the fuck to sleep, Miriam turns over
What
to
a lovely
Drystan.
young lady.
Oh,
as he dozes off.
She turns to Drystan and says, there is something that comes around here some nights, but from what the dog was saying, it doesn't appear to be here tonight.
I suspected as much.
Based on what he was saying, it sounded like it was another Canite.
That I also suspect. Someone has been trying to teach the folks around here how to read and write. And I believe it is, well, it's certainly not a good Samaritan of the city. It's certainly someone who wants something, which most likely puts it as one of us. This is your new dog, by the way.
Oh wait, did he ask, is this your new dog?
Yeah. Are you going to adopt this one?
Considering it.
Well, all right then. Shall we go take a look inside?
He said, be careful of the kennels. There's apparently a particularly vicious dog there.
Oh,
Oh no, he says his family does not like to be disturbed.
Oh, his family is family, my bad. Yeah,
Oh.
she'll say that's where the dog's family is.
Well, it's quite all right. They can bite me, and I won't feel a thing. I'm just gonna look around to see where the kennels are.
They're kind of off towards the back, but not quite.
There they are. Well, for now, let us enter the estate. And
She nods, and I figure it's super dark in there, so I can turn on my eyes of the beast like a baller.
yeah, puppy.
Yes.
So both of us have our eyes of the beast, and I'm going to turn towards the door and try and open it, see if it is locked or anything like that.
No, the door is is sufficiently damaged that you can just open it normally. Lock on it looks like it's been broken. In fact, the doorknob also looks like, or the little handle also looks like it's been broken. You could probably just push it open.
All right. And then I'm going to sniff around to see if I can smell anything that stands out besides just old, not cleaned, and dust.
I was going to say, you smell dust? It's fucking everywhere. Roll me perception, alertness, or survival, whichever is your highest.
They're both equal. I will use.
Yeah, you'll get different information regarding depending on what skill you want to use.
I will use alertness.
Okay.
And I will use heightened senses.
Okay.
Bring the difficulty down by 1.
Yep. And Miriam.
Holy shit!
Oh shit!
I failed.
I thought this was something that only off-specs people could use.
No, you can do it too.
All right. What's the rule now?
It's a perception, alertness, or survival roll. I used alertness.
I'm gonna use me survival.
Right.
Holy shit! Wow.
Like sire, like child.
Well,
at least we both did not. At least we didn't both botch. To be fair, what was the difficulty, Chris? Was it standard?
It was standard, so
Okay.
gets a triple botch.
I've only failed, but Tim. Oh man.
Eyes of Beast removes the penalty towards seeing in the dark, but that would make it standard diff. Not. Well, okay. You actually, in which case, no, you still fell. Okay, so Miriam.
I'm totally okay with just walking into a wall.
No, that's fine. You don't walk into a wall. What you do pick up is a how to put it. You pick up a fairly heavy scent of something that's something that smells very corpse-like, dead, but not rotting.
All right.
That takes you into the building and into straight through the main foyer of this building, which is fairly small. Drystan, you don't really pick up anything in particular.
Something died here just recently. We should look into that. Wait, did Max freeze on me? Yes, he did!
There we go.
Okay. Yeah, so Miriam's going to say something died here recently.
You think so? I don't smell anything.
Yeah, Drystan, you don't really smell too much in particular. You do smell decay, worn wood, rusted metal, dust. the typical smells that you'd associate with something breaking down. You don't smell anything corpse-like or rotting though. You don't smell a carcass or anything like that.
Aside from the usual smell of abandonment and failure, I don't smell anything weird here.
It's that way.
Well, all right, lead the way.
She'll lead the way.
Okay. Miriam, basically, you're currently in the main foyer, which is really just a small hall, but there's only one door forward. So you can go. It's not even really a hall. It's more like it's more like a large porch, really. But you head on through, and you head into the main center room of this particular building. Which looks even more worn down than the entrance, which is somewhat surprising given that one's been more open to the environment. The ceiling and floors look worn. The ceiling looks like it could fall apart at any moment, really. The floorboards kind of creak as you move along them. There are a few paintings along the walls that are still hanging, but they're covered in dust. Some of them are torn or too broken up to really make out clearly. They've just been damaged by time and the elements. And at the end, there is a completely disused fireplace. There are also several chairs that line the sides of the room. Looks like the chairs had been moved to use this place as an open space, maybe a ballroom. There is a chandelier that hangs from the ceiling. And the floor itself, although you can hear the floorboards creak, it is covered by a very, very large red rug that covers most of the room, most of the floor, sorry. Miriam, your smell takes you towards the fireplace.
She's gonna blank.
Someone was clearly burnt alive in that fireplace. Your senses tell you this. They have never failed you.
They have today. It's going to. Oh my gosh! I get to pull out the dirty Miriam picture because this is gonna get bad. She is going to basically kind of look for some remains in. Wait, the fireplace isn't going, right?
No, it's just gathering dust. A lot of cinder in
Okay.
it, but that's it. Just a bunch of ash, really.
She's gonna fucking look around. She doesn't know if the ash is just the remains of a person or the remains of a Canaanite. She's gonna look around for possessions, remains, shit like that.
As you wander around the room and head towards the fireplace, Drystan, would you like to make me a quick Dex Athletics roll?
Sure. I wouldn't know why that would be the case, but hey.
We will find out very, very shortly.
Did I spend the blood points in my dexterity just in case?
This kind of catches you by surprise.
Oh, okay, fair enough.
It's okay, you can blame Miriam.
Let me just make sure that I've got this pool right because it's not my strongest pool. Holy shit!
Never mind.
I'm rolling like shit today.
Bruh, this is our life. These are our lives, man.
I mean, honestly, better it happen in this scene, and you can just get it all out of the way now.
Yeah, right?
So as you begin to walk across the floor and onto this giant red rug / carpet, Drystan, you kind of spot it just as it happens, but you're not quite fast enough on your feet to react. As both of you hear one of, or several of the floorboards snap. From about the center of the room, reverberating outwards, about a good half of the floor collapses in on itself, and Miriam is sent hurling downwards about at least 2 floors down. Drystan, you almost managed to catch yourself at the floor just gives way before you can get out of the way and jump to the side. You catch one of the broken floorboards, but as you go to climb yourself up, it seems to give way under your weight, and you're sent falling down.
Can I spend a blood point for Protean to basically gain claws on both my hands and my feet, and basically just shink my way into the wall?
Well, you're in around the center of the room, so there's not really a wall to grab onto. You can try using your claws to make it easier to hang on to the floorboard, which is about to give way, which would allow you to make an additional dex or strength athletics roll to basically hang on.
Can I do something similar?
No, you botched your perception check. You're taken completely off guard.
That's fine. Can I do something else then?
Yes.
This is a wooden structure, right?
Yes, the floors are.
Can I spend a blood point to activate active fortitude so that way I don't get staked?
Yes.
That's really smart. Oh geez, let's see. I spend. What would you say? Dex, the strength. Athletics, right?
It's strength athletics to climb. Yeah.
Okay, and because I'm using Protean claws, the difficulty gets reduced by 2.
Yeah.
Nice. Fuck it, I'll burn another blood point into strength. Or I'll burn a blood point in strength, rather.
You make it sound as if you have no blood at all.
I'm really careful about how I spend my blood. That's why I don't want to. I have the ability to blow many blood in one go, but I don't want to.
Same.
Okay. But yes.
A 10. Oh well, yeah, 5 successes. This is where they've been.
Yeah, the floorboard you're hanging onto gives way, but then you swap hands and grab onto another, and you just kind of claw it. Your claws just dig into the wood, and again, it kind of you hear the splintering and the almost snapping, but this one gives you enough of a, not really a foothold, more of a handhold, to begin kind of stabilizing your position. Your feet are just kind of dangling in the air, but you manage to begin climbing back up, and you manage to remain on the ground floor. As a lot of the floor has given away, a lot of it, about half the floor of this room has just completely given away. Miriam, yes. Splintered floor. So you fall down.
Yep.
And you land pretty hard on your back. Not on a floor, but not onto the floor itself, but onto a couple of stakes pointing upwards. You please take me 3 lethal.
Whew.
You did trigger your fortitude, so you do soak some of it.
I soak 1 auto.
Mm-hmm. And yeah, just roll your stamina for the rest. Okay, so you soak all of it, so it doesn't pierce your skin, but you feel the sharp piercing feeling of wood bruise your skin and splinter against it before you tumble off it, or rather kind of bounce off it. As it's not really a clean fall. It's not like a clean. It's not a clean pierce or stab. You just kind of, it doesn't pierce you, so you just kind of roll off it very quickly. It's about a few feet up in the air, so you don't tumble very far. There are a few.
She looks at. Oh, sorry.
As you get up, you noticed there are quite a lot of stakes in fairly even distance from each other, held up like this.
Okay, so this definitely looks like a trap.
It's effectively a spread out spike trap. It's less like a stake when you look at it. It's more like a wooden spear that's kind of been embedded into the floor.
Okay.
Ooh, damn.
Mainly because a stake's too small. So.
Are you all right down there?
Yes. All part of my plan, you see.
Drystan, you also see the wooden stakes. They kind of spread out rather thinly. But you can imagine if you fell down on there, you would have likely been pierced by one of them as well.
I see. Well, bang on job.
She'll flick the wooden spear that she fell on, which I figure broke like a motherfucker.
It did. It splintered and kind of broke from the tip, so it didn't really snap. It's more like the tip of it's completely broken and splintered, but it still stands.
Okay.
It is bent though.
She'll flick what's left. She'll flick it and say, "This is definitely a trap."
Well, you don't say.
Precautions.
Yes. Should I look for a way down to you?
If you like.
Well, I was thinking we could either make it so that we investigate this place together, or we can work our way respectively down and up.
What was it those bandits said before I hunted them down and killed them? Oh, right. Don't split the party.
Well, fair enough. Well, sure. Could you please remove those spikes? I'll just make my way down there to you.
She'll nod and start removing and or breaking the spikes.
So while she does that, I'm just going to try and grab onto things with my claws to try and carefully make my way down.
Yeah, you can climb down fairly safely.
Oh, one of the spears though, Chris. Can I take one and just keep that shit as a weapon?
Oh yeah, definitely.
Fuck yeah.
So whilst I'm climbing down, Chris, is this just like one pitfall, or is it another floor entirely?
It's about 2 floors down.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is do I see any other floors than this, or just is it just one like trap?
You do this. As you kind of go down, you kind of you see that it goes down 2 floors. As you're climbing down, the first floor you're going down appears to have been part of a cellar, like a wine cellar, and this one appears to be a more the second one is again is a coherent basement level. Like it's not just a trap. It's not. It's like someone just dug a hole. It appears to be actually part of the layout of some sort of building. But it appears to be a bit more less specialized, more utilitarian in nature. You're not immediately sure what its purpose is because Miriam just fell into like just a large corridor, so it's not immediately clear what this room is built for. The other one, you can kind of see the shelves of fine vintage wine that has aged over decades and probably has gone off. But in fact, with heightened senses, you can smell that it has definitely gone off.
But are some of them still good though?
Well, let me check for you. Nope. They're all bad.
Oh well.
It smells horrible.
Oof. Oof.
But
oof.
Yeah, it seems to be fairly expansive, but the form Miriam's on is a bit less so.
I'm on my way. I'm on my way. I am here now. Good job.
Thank you.
Excellent plan. Where are we? And I'm gonna take another look around.
So,
do I roll investigation for this?
Well, in front of you, there's it just kind of goes down, and it seems there are a few rooms on this level. There's a room at the end. There's a couple. There's a door kind of further down to your left, and if you look backwards, you'll see there's a door further down off to your right. And there's also another door to your left, further up as well.
I'm gonna make a general investigation check to see if any of these are trapped.
Okay.
That would be all right with you.
Yep.
What is my investigation? Oh, all right. And I'm using heightened senses. 1, 2, 3, 4 successes.
No, none of the doors seem trapped. Although when you go up the, if you go to check, you'll find that the door up the room, not further down it, so towards the entrance, rather than towards the back of the building, is locked.
Mm-hmm.
And the lock actually functions.
Okay. I will turn to look at Miriam and say, "This door is still locked. I would suggest we check this room the last. We first go ahead and deal with what's in the other rooms, and then if there's still time, we'll go look at this one.
She'll nod to that.
Yeah, so I'll then turn and go towards another door and gingerly open it. And try and be careful because I still have my claws out, so I'm just kind of like doing this more than like this.
Okay. Sorry, what door are you looking for? I've got down, right, up, left, up, right.
The which door was the one that was locked again? The
Up, left.
Up left. Okay, so we're doing that one last. So we're gonna do the downwards door first.
Okay, so all the way at the end of the room. This door is also locked.
This door is also locked? Are all of these doors locked?
Down, right, and upright are not.
Down right and up right are not, you say?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Well, since we're already down, we're gonna check the down right.
Okay, you open the down right door.
Do I see anything inside?
You see a lot of storage. Barrels and crates, by and large. You're not immediately certain what is in them.
I am going to enter the room. Take a whiff. And carefully look at the crates and the other things here. And I'm going to carefully open them.
Mm-hmm. Can both of you roll me perception alertness real quick?
Sure. Two successes.
Okay.
I don't know what Tim's got.
And yeah, Miriam needs to roll as well before I give this information away.
Perception alertness.
Perception alertness.
All right, we're gonna fuck this up again. There's one.
Okay. One. Miriam and Drystan, you both notice that the crates and the barrels themselves are actually quite cleanly sorted between each other. So it's almost symmetrical display of barrels on the left side of a room and crates on the right. And the crates are stacked very neatly together on top of each other. And the crates appear a bit lighter than the barrels. And the barrels seem quite full of something. And Drystan, you do notice that the barrels have been rigged to ignite if they are opened in the incorrect fashion.
Oh, Jesus!
So it's a good thing you got extra success there. But you see this and you kind of like, okay, so I pull left and I do not turn it, I do not lift the barrel up by turning it right.
Yeah,
Do not pull the lever, do not pass go.
I'm just gonna put a hand on like in front of Miriam's face. It's like, hold. These may cause a great fire if handled incorrectly.
Miriam licks Tristan's hand.
Charming, thank you. Can I discern where this mechanism is coming from and possibly disable it?
Yeah, no, it's really just in how you open it. Yeah, it wouldn't be too hard for you to disable the mechanism. From what you can tell, it's kind of rigged up to a piece of flint, so it's actually possible that even if you open it incorrectly, it might not have actually caused an ignition.
Okay.
It's fairly roughly put together.
I am still not going to take any chances.
Yeah, very much kind of like stones and string. Like, not a particularly complex trap, just one that is potentially very dangerous if it actually goes off.
Yeah, I'll just like clear it and then carefully open it.
Alrighty,
so what triggers this? Based on everything I've just heard, a bomb. What triggers this bomb?
Basically a flintstone.
It's basically a flintstone, yeah. Basically, the way you pull up the lid would pull on a piece of string that's tied to the lid, which would cause a piece of flint that connected to the barrel. You can actually see it stick out outside of the barrel as well, like ever so slightly.
Yeah, so if we cut the string, this trap should be avoided, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Basically, yeah. The flint,
just like,
the flint would just kind of stay there.
So it's just like a single.
It's basically, yeah. It's meant, the flintstone is meant to be basically cause a sudden movement in the barrel.
Yeah.
Which then could potentially cause an ignition.
I will carefully use my claw to cut the string.
Yeah, it's fine.
Right, and then I will gingerly open the barrel and see what is inside.
Let me check for you real quick. So what appears to be in some of these barrels? The first one you go through appears to have various flammable materials inside of them. Kind of a weird mixture of chemicals that you could use to start a fire. I say chemicals. It's not really that complicated. Like, you know, we're not in the age of science, but very much things you put in stuff like fire pots, stuff you could use to make incendiary mixtures. You go for another one, and you see that it's also full of Greek fire.
What?
What's Greek fire? Like, I've heard it before. I don't actually know what it is or what it looks like. I assume it's something ridiculously flammable.
It's an incendiary weapon.
It's an early thermal weapon. Unlikely either of you would have probably ran into it, to be honest.
I would probably know about it.
You'd probably know about it. What's your Miriam probably doesn't know what it is. It just looks strange.
Like, does it have the thing? Like, does it have a barrel and like the pump system and everything?
No, it appears to be just the material.
Oh, just the material.
And it's the only barrel that actually has it. Everything else appears to be stuff you could probably get on the fly.
Yeah, the other things are basically just like black powder, and this is Greek fire.
Yeah. It's mainly just incendiary powders and different mixtures. In fact, you could probably use because it involves sort of alchemical mixtures. You could both roll half wisdom to figure this out.
Yeah, no, I was thinking the exact same thing.
I got some hard wisdom. I got some of that.
Okay.
I was actually thinking the exact same thing. I was like, I can use this in alchemy shit. So I would roll what, intelligence?
Both of you roll intelligence, half wisdom.
Let's do it. Let's botch this shit.
Oh wow,
wow.
okay. Both of you are on fire. Hey,
We both have 4 successes.
both of you have 4 successes. Okay, Miriam, this is your first. Drystan, you've probably seen this before just because of how long you've existed. Miriam, probably less so. You haven't been around as long, but Drystan, yeah, you recognize all the materials in here as flammable mixtures, but stuff that could easily be bought publicly. A lot of it can be bought from a merchant store, and some of the more specialist materials look like they could have been bought or stolen from an apothecary. Only one of the barrels contains Greek fire. It doesn't have the pump system that you know is required to actually use it. Which means it was probably just going to be used as used in fire pots, or maybe just
Greek fire ignites in contact with water.
Hmm.
Yeah. Oh god.
Yeah, or to be used in a slightly different fashion, maybe more contained. In any case, it appears the person did not have the tools to use this thing as it can be.
I do. I'm just gonna look at Miriam and say, do you know what this is?
Oh yeah, Miriam, you get the same information.
Okay. Yeah, her eyes go wide. She says, something that probably would have killed us if we had triggered the trap.
Yes. This was first used by the Greeks when Constantinople was besieged in 673. It's oh dear, I could do so many things with this. Oh. Oh.
And you do find a bit of oil as well.
This is siege weaponry. Whoever was here was planning a war.
They may be back.
What's in the boxes? And I'm gonna just turn around, carefully look at the boxes as well, see if they have any traps. And I'm
no, the crates are not.
All right.
Yeah, you open it and you find far more mundane materials. Pots, bowls, really just pots and bowls, really. Nothing else. Other than a few figurines, which appear to be very foreign to you. Roll me roll me academics.
Intelligence academics?
Intelligence academics.
Just him?
Both of you.
Okay.
1 success.
Oh shit. Well, what was the diff?
Oh no, I've got 2 success. Never mind.
Depending on the diff, Miriam's got 3. Dristan's lessons are coming in handy.
Yes. So proud. Proud dad. Proud wolf dad.
Just want you to know you're the only reason I got academics on this fucking sheet.
Chris.
Yeah, it appears. Wow. Okay, Max. It appears these figurines are of Indian origin.
Ooh.
They depict various goddesses of the Hindu faith, which you're not very familiar with at all. But you can kind of gather that much. You're not sure who they are, and most of them they appear to be quite similar, but some of them are different from each other.
Huh.
But they're all they all seem to follow under the same general auspice, but some of them are depicted a bit differently.
Are they depicted in like a warlike stance or like?
No, very yeah, no. These are not. If there's something you see on the figurines, is that they're not they're not warlike. They don't possess any weapons on their person. They're not armored. Some of them do possess multiple arms and limbs. But it's generally more peaceful imagery. Some of it is more parental, more motherly, caring, grand. Some of them have their arms stretched out wide in a very sort of triumphant or regal or bow before me fashion. Very divine.
Okay.
They're all wooden, and most of them are quite small, like something. They're almost like something you could hold in your hands. You also find some which are bigger, which are kind of more like the size of a pedestal. There is one which is the size of the crate itself, so it kind of goes up to your knee or your thigh. But there aren't many of those.
Okay. I'm gonna do something a bit weird. I have an owl as a pet that I've been training. And I am going to use animalism to call it to me.
Okay. Let me just check.
Can I do that?
Yes, you can actually call a single named animal. So
Okay.
yes, you can decide to only summon your owl if you want to. You're not forced to summon a horde of owls to your location.
Yeah, no.
Now all of the owls know where you've been.
Yeah, no. I just want this particular owl. I just want Frederick.
Okay. Yeah, you just you roll. Do you even roll? You do roll.
I think it's like a charisma animal can.
It's charisma survival, funnily enough.
Charisma survival? Oh.
Yeah. Difficulty 6.
Oh, okay.
You only need the 1 success because you're only trying to call a single animal.
He's not ghoul to me. Not yet.
Okay.
I'm planning on buying him as a retainer.
Okay. That wouldn't have modified the roll anyway, so I don't think.
Okay. Let's see. 5 successes.
Okay, well, that owl is sure as fuck getting here as fast as it owly can.
And
it'll probably be about 20 minutes at best. It depends on where you kept it.
yeah, I like to think that I keep it close to me. I just didn't take it with me into the building, but I'll leave that final call up to you.
Where are you staying in the city?
I'm staying in the Farmlands.
Okay, yeah, it won't be too long then. It'll probably be like 15 minutes, maybe 20 minutes. It needs to make its way into the building.
In the meantime, I want to take out a piece of paper.
Mm-hmm.
Basically reach into... fuck. I need to deactivate my claws. I need to retract my claws.
Yes.
Reach out into my bag. Take out a piece of paper. Take out some ink. And take out a feather or anything to write with. And I am basically going to write 2 letters. Basically, I'm going to write to my brood and ask for their earliest assistance in the Farmlands.
Isn't one of your children right here?
Well, yes, but we're going to need more hands to move this stuff.
That's true.
Note that I am not demanding their presence. I am asking at their earliest convenience to meet me at this particular location. I give like under which I give like where in the Farmlands as well.
Right. Sorry about that, guys. So basically, we found like Indian, like not artifacts or relics or something, but just Indian shit.
Artwork.
Yeah, religious figurines. It appears.
Yeah. And Drystan has... I have basically called my owl, and I've begun to write a letter to Annabelle and Victor to ask for... to meet us here at their earliest convenience.
Okay.
Because we're going to need more hands to move all this shit.
Hey, Chris, do we have the association, like the regional geographical one between India and Ravnos?
I do.
Pardon? Well, sorry, repeat that.
Do we went over in India?
India is a fair distance away.
Yeah, but he's asking if we have any know-it-all about Ravnos and India. About the clan of Ravnos.
Well, you have gangrel law, so you know that they fucking hate each other.
Yeah, that's what Miriam's thinking right now. Because, I mean, she has nothing to go off of this, but, you know, racism.
Nothing.
If there's Indian artwork
here,
if there's Indian artwork here, then there might be someone Indian here. And if there's someone Indian here, they might be Ravnos. And if they're Ravnos, we're stealing from a Ravnos.
Which makes this even better.
300% better.
Makes it even more justified. Yeah, you know Clan Ravnos, you know they're the bad guys, and you know they like India for some reason.
Okay,
probably in the same
fair.
way that the gangrel like Scandinavia, but you're not sure.
Okay, that's legit.
Drystan may or may not know more, depending on how much gangrel he has.
I've got 4 dots.
Okay, you know a lot. You know a fuck ton. Yeah. Drystan, you know that the Ravnos and the Gangrel supposedly warred over
The Roma people.
over the Roma people and the lands like India and surrounding India for quite a long time. The Ravnos version is that the Gangrel got outsmarted and got their ass kicked. The Gangrel version is that they kind of just left because it was a stalemate war that really nobody was winning. And the Gangrel had discovered Scandinavia, so they were like, why don't we just go there?
Yeah.
It's basically the long and short of the story. Now, the Gangrel's smart enough to know that the war is purely self-destructive. The Ravnos were too vainglorious to see that the war would only destroy everybody involved.
Sounds like them.
And the Ravnos took the Gangrel withdrawal as a victory, according to the Gangrel, of course.
Everything is subject to opinion.
Yeah, these are sort of that is very old myth and legend as well. That is also something that is a story that's been passed down. There is not a ton of eyewitness evidence to support what happened because this directly involves the founders of said clans being present on said battlefields.
Yeah, when fucking Zapathasura supposedly called down a meteorite, that was something.
That was something. We also know that the Ravnos are full of chimerical lies, so, you know, that probably didn't happen. But Annoy may or may not have turned into a massive dragon. You're also not sure on that.
For all I know, she turned into the Phoenix. Anyways, yeah. That's basically what I'm doing. I'm just writing these 2 letters.
Okay. This is stored down, right?
I have not yet made sheets for them. I am in the process of doing so.
That's fine. You don't need to make a sheet for them.
Oh, May said it would be really handy if I made them for her.
Yeah. Only the not like put them on your blue book because that might be really. I might hate you forever. But
I didn't hear you whispering at all.
It's fine. We'll cover out the scene. Yes, that is the door down to the right.
All right. And there's another door down to the left, right? Yeah, that's not locked.
That is not locked either. It is the door. Oh no, there is door up left, door down right, door up right. I think there was a door down to the left though.
I mean, you're the storyteller.
I just don't want to contradict myself. So I may have left out a door. I'll say there is, because I think I actually left it out.
Okay.
So yeah, I actually left that out on my thing. So because I'm actually recording this.
So up left and down are both locked. So we're now going to do the down right door since we're already there.
Oh no, you are at the door. You're at the down right door. That was the one that had all the stuff in it.
Oh, okay. So we're going to go down to the down left door.
Okay. Yes. Yeah, it's a bit further up the room than the down right one is. It's not directly facing the door. But yeah, that one is open.
Carefully open it.
Roll me perception awareness.
Jesus Christ.
Let's do it.
One, 2, 3, 4.
Okay. Well, okay. Because you're using Eyes of the Beast, you can see into the room quite clearly. Because these rooms are pitch black.
Yeah, and also I'm still using heightened senses.
Yeah. These rooms would have been pitch black because you're using Eyes of the Beast. You can see the 2 tripwires that the pushing the door is going to snap.
Jesus Christ. So okay. Whoever was here built this place to last. Why would they ever abandon it?
They may be gathering more materials.
I highly doubt that, seeing as they're not here and the building's falling to ruin. How are we going to get past these wires? Can I cut them?
You can just cut them and stand to the side of the door.
Oh yeah, sure. I'll just take out my dagger and just chink, and then.
Okay. So how to put this? It's not a fence. It's basically a set of about 3 wooden struts. Arc down from the door and arc down from the frame of the door and through the door before swinging back. They appear to have had stakes attached to them.
Jesus Christ!
Numerous stakes, about 5 per strut. So almost certainly would have caught your heart, just based on the number of them. Because it would have probably impaled you. It would have impaled at least one of you in about 10 different angles.
It's okay, I have fortitude. I will again turn to Miriam and say, if there was any doubt that there wasn't a Canine living here, I'm pretty certain this was a Canine's haven at some point.
Very few people would trap their homes such as this.
Yes, I gotta look into this myself. Quite ingenious. You said there was a second tripwire, Chris?
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna cut that one as well, and then again.
Oh no! They both cut on the same. When you trigger one.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay. Then I'm going to again carefully push the door further open, and see what's in the room.
In this room, you don't immediately seal that much. You see a weapons rack, kind of like largely composed of stakes.
Mm-hmm.
And then you just see more crates.
Aw, shit.
Containing largely the same things.
Stakes on stakes on stakes?
Yeah, there is a particularly large crate that when you open it actually has a full-blown statue of one of these Indian deific figures.
Oh, shit.
Quite a very large, kind of well-crafted wooden statue.
Well, actually, Chris, can I take a look at the weapons and see if any of them are maybe magical?
Roll me perception occult.
Sure.
Difficulty 8, I guess, because you're not using any real supernatural abilities to
I'm
determine.
using all specs.
Using all specs.
So diff 7.
Yeah, well, I'll give it to you, diff 7.
Hey.
I'll be nice.
Thank you, O benevolent God. Thank fuck.
They don't appear to be magical. They're clearly based on the spiritual and the supernatural, simply based on the fact that they are based around some deific figure. But
oh, you're talking about the statues.
Yeah.
I was talking about the weapons.
Oh, the weapons? No, same thing. No magic there.
Oh, okay.
So nothing in this room appears to be magical or mystic.
Bitchin'.
But yes, that is that particular room. Just a bit more weaponry, but the majority of the room seems to be made up of these crates. It's a fairly small room. This storage room seems a bit smaller than the last one you went into.
Okay. I'm just gonna write the room that we've had so far. We've got the down right one, which has the explosions. I'm just gonna write down boom. And the left one, which has statues. Okay. So we are going to move to... What do you say, Tim? Are we going to tackle the room up to the right?
Is that the locked door?
No, that is because there were 5 doors, basically.
Okay.
We've had down right, down left. Up left and the down door are locked, and then there's still the upright door.
Alrighty. We're gonna go to the last unlocked one before we start doing the unlocking.
Yeah, we're gonna do the last one that's unlocked. So again, just very I'm being very careful, looking around to see if it's trapped and all that shit.
Sorry, which one?
The upright door, because we're basically doing the locked doors last.
Yes. Okay. Upright door. Yes, this one is open, and you can open it.
Yeah, I'm first just gonna check for traps and anything like pitfalls, trap wires.
Yeah, perception alertness.
Yeah. All right. There's our 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 successes.
The door itself isn't trapped, but when you begin to push against it, you feel some weight at the lower end of the door that would appear that maybe if you open the door, it could trigger something like the last door.
Is there like a wire?
Yeah, it's very thin. You probably wouldn't have noticed it if you weren't looking for it. Yeah.
Okay. I am again going to take. First, can I try and see what the wire connects to, or do I need to push my head into the door for that?
Yeah, you'd probably need to kind of stick your head in for that.
And do I open the door further by doing that?
Yeah, you'd probably need to. I assume you just kind of push the door like an inch.
Okay.
A few inches.
I'll tell you what. I am going to carefully peek around the corner, just trying to see where this connects to. And just to be safe, I'm going to spend a blood point for fortitude.
Okay. Well, if you do open the door enough so that you can stick your head in, it will trigger the trap. So that fortitude will be well spent.
Well, I can either do that or I can cut the wire.
You can cut the wire too. It's your choice.
I don't know what the wire does though. I'm just gonna play it safe and cut the wire. I'm still gonna spend the blood point for fortitude, But yeah, I'm still just gonna shink with my dagger. Hello?
When the door breaks. Hello, you. When the door, when the door breaks. When the wire is cut, a similar thing will happen to what happened last room you entered.
Okay.
This one actually had one less tripwire, so appears as if it was something of a work in progress, or they just optimized the trap as time went on.
Mm-hmm.
All this seems a little bit slapdash for your tastes.
Like it's too quick.
Well, it's almost as if this whoever was doing this seemed to be learning on the job.
Oh. All right. Well, once the trap has sprung, I'm again going to carefully open the door. And see what's inside the room.
In this room,
Mm-hmm.
there is nothing actually. It's just completely bare and empty. Seems like this room wasn't really used, or if it was, has been cleared out. So yeah, nothing in this one.
Okay.
Low risk, high reward for whoever might have been trying to trap you, though.
Yeah.
But yeah, at least with the two final doors.
Okay. Which one should we do first?
He's talking to you, Miriam.
Damn.
Miriam!
My bad.
Which one should we do first?
Miriam will shrug and say, which one's close?
That one, and I point to the upper left one. Do you know? Do you know how to pick a lock?
Miriam will wiggle her hand noncommittally. I've done it before.
Well, excellent. I will go ahead and inspect the door, and you can go ahead and pick the lock. How does that sound?
Sounds good.
Or if there's this big hanging lock in there, we can just simply cut it off. I will turn my attention to the door. And just give it a 1, 2, 3 look over.
You give it a 1, 2, 3 look over. It doesn't look particularly tough. It's how to say, it has those that like sort of partial metal sheets that are meant to keep together, like over the like the gaps and where the gaps in the wood are. I can't really describe it. My apologies.
That's fair.
It basically is like it's more like a kind of a metallic frame that kind of rests over where each rests over the edge of each wooden plank, so it effectively covers this sort of gaps in each plank used to keep the door, used to make up the base of the door. So it's a fairly tough door, just because of that. Your best bet is probably just to knock it off its hinges rather than go through the door itself. Because having to punch through, you can punch through the wood, but you probably wouldn't be able to create a gap large enough for yourself to get through.
I mean, we wouldn't be punching it. We'd simply extend our claws and simply just slice through it.
Yeah, with claws you could probably slice through it, even the metal, pretty easily.
Yeah, but we don't know what might trigger that, so Miriam's going to try and pick the lock.
All right. Yeah, the lock mechanism isn't particularly complex.
So, ledger domain?
Ledger domain.
Dex ledger domain, I guess? I don't know. Oh, Chris, is it Dex ledger domain?
It is. I believe it is that ledger domain for unlocking things.
Beautiful.
I'll just double check for you, but I do not believe larceny is a thing. No, it is very much. It is very much ledger domain now.
Work your magic.
Oh shit! Depending on the diff, that's 4.
Oh damn! Yeah, you lock that door. You begin to unlock that door fairly quickly. But as you you kind of hear the lock kind of click into place, signifying that the door is unlocked. Drystan, you hear a dog barking quite loudly and panicked outside. Miriam, would you like to roll me a perception alertness roll? Drystan has heightened senses.
2.
Okay. Yeah, you hear a faint barking outside. Bork, 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 bork. And Drystan, this is actually Drystan can actually also hear a voice. Over the dog. Just going, stop being so grumpy.
Do I recognize the voice?
No, it is very. It sounds like a young woman.
Okay. I'm just gonna pat Miriam on the shoulder and say,
You need to stop acting your age.
And say, there's someone upstairs. I don't recognize the voice, but we should be cautious.
Should we go?
Based on the cocky attitude that I am hearing, I feel like this one is canines, and as such we have to be careful. We do not have the right of destruction.
Drystan, you hear footsteps.
I'm just gonna pop my claws again. Hide yourself. Be ready for anything that might happen.
She'll nod, and she will also pop claws. And do Eyes of the Beast like make it harder for you to sneak around?
Not mechanically?
Mechanically, no. So I'll say no.
Okay.
I'll make a wit stealth check.
I will make a dex stealth check.
Yeah, I'll just as you roll, I'll just kind of narrate what happens immediately. Next is Drystan, you begin to hear footsteps, and eventually Miriam, you begin to as well, as the door opens to the main central hall. And the footsteps abruptly stop, and then there's about 3 or 4 hurried footsteps, and you can hear floorboards creak. As you guys go to hide, you do quite well for yourself.
Yeah.
Woo!
Ooh.
Where do you hide, by the way? As will depend on what I narrate next.
We're hiding in some of the shadowy corners of where we are.
Okay, so you're hiding. You're still in the corridor. You haven't gone to any of the rooms.
No, I feel like we would be in some of the rooms. Some of the rooms
Okay.
we have already explored, simply because they would offer up more of an opportunity to hide.
Okay.
Yeah, there's a lot more cover because of the crates and statues and the racks and everything.
Okay. You then both of you hear a springing sound from one of the floorboards, and someone landing on your floor. One moment.
Oh boy.
Here we go.
Here we go.
Drystan, you then begin to hear the much more quieted steps of someone trying to move slowly and silently.
Mm-hmm.
But both of you will hear, "Hello?"
Can we see the person at this point?
Not if you're hiding in the rooms, unless you left the doors open. Well,
I mean, slightly. Is that possible?
You would kind of see a very thin slit of their form through the doors. And you do have eyes of the beast, so you can actually do that without a torch.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, you see a fairly healthy-looking young woman with gold blonde hair. There's actually a faint blue glow that kind of emanates from somewhere around her face. It's very, very soft. You're not exactly sure what it is. You can't really pinpoint where it's coming from other than that particular area, because you literally looking through like a slit in a door, so your angle's really bad. But that's what you see.
Okay.
And she says, "You realize you're trespassing, right?" If you just reveal yourselves now, we can just both walk away from this.
Do we recognize her?
No.
Yeah, didn't think so.
I know this was probably a misunderstanding. And I don't think any of us are particularly keen on dying. Okay? I'm standing right here. I'm not hiding.
I'm just gonna look at Miriam.
You can see I have one of these wooden spears on my hand just to defend myself. Oh yeah, by the way, she has a torch.
Oh, she has a torch?
Oh yeah.
Oh shit.
Ah, shit. Yeah, I'm just gonna take a look at Miriam. Just be like,
No, I guess if I have to go looking for you, okay, I'm not going to be held responsible. I'd really just like us all to walk away from this. I don't mind. I'm willing to call it a misunderstanding. Okay.
what should we do, Tim?
She kind of huffs.
I'm
Looks a bit annoyed and disappointed. Like,
I'm considering jumping out.
You're
And being
considering
like, the fuck are you?
Sure, go for it. I'll have your back if something happens.
Okay, so that's what we're doing. So, like, with this woman, would I be behind her if I were to open the door? Like, if I were to just come on out, would I be behind her?
yeah, you succeeded in your stealth check, so I'll say yes.
Basically, Miriam's gonna quietly open the door, kind of be a little bit behind her, and she'll say, "I'm not partial to dying either. Please don't hang around."
She jumps almost out of her skin, screams a little bit. Doesn't drop the spear. The torch waves around awfully close to your face.
Oh, she said don't turn around. She probably doesn't care. That's fair. We broke in.
She kind of just reacted on impulse.
Yep.
And you want maybe a quick courage check, difficulty. One sec.
Oh my god, if she fucking rot Shreks, maybe we'll just be like, okay.
She rot Shreks. I'm gonna go wild. I'm gonna go ape shit. It's torch fire.
It's a difficulty 5.
Oh Jesus.
That is actually size of a torch.
Do I need to make the courage check, or is she making the courage check?
You do.
Oh shit!
She's the one directing the torch, albeit not really in her control. She's just kind of acting on impulse right now.
Okay.
She kind of just wheeled around, and the torch kind of flew very close to your face.
I'm spinning a motherfucking willpower because I ain't gonna frenzy like I ain't gonna rush Shrek like a bitch.
But I do want to see that roll just because I want to see the inevitable botch. I'm disappointed. Well, at least I can take solace in the wasted willpower.
Yeah.
The ST is never allowed to lose.
The fuck they are.
Side eye. Nothing. No. No. But yes, she wheels around. The torch flies very close to your face. You kind of just, it doesn't quite hit you. She just seems to wheel around on impulse, very unsteadily. She's a little bit off balance when she turns around. Sees you. And goes, oh my, don't do that. Why are you here? Who are you?
Why are you here? You thought this place was abandoned.
It is?
Looks around, looks back at her.
Oh yeah, I'll show you the picture for this person.
Oh, you mentioned there was a glow on her forehead or something, Chris?
Yeah, you want me a perception awareness roll real quick?
Okay.
Yeah. Do I have to make one as well?
When you come out of the room, Drystan, you may.
Okay. I am not going to come out.
There's some on her forehead, some very specific on her forehead. I have a success. Is there some on her forehead?
Her eyes glow a almost crystalline blue.
Oh, her eyes are glowing. Holy shit.
Yeah, it's a very unnatural sort of eye color. Like it's blue, like, and that's not. It's the fact that they almost seem to glisten unnaturally.
Oh, okay. I got an idea. But you put that in the box. Yeah!
I'm so excited.
Putting it in the box.
Yes. Yes.
So why it is? It's also mine. Well, were you just looking for a place to sleep or something? I don't mind. Just
I was looking through the area. I was, yes, looking at staying here for a bit.
that is quite an area that you are traversing.
Quite an area that you set up traps for.
Maybe.
Were you expecting someone to...
Not really. This place is kind of out of the way. It's very out of the way. In fact, I'm kind of surprised you went all the way out here. No one really comes here haunted and all that.
Let's just say I prefer out of the way.
Oh, well, that's nice of you, I guess.
Hey, Chris,
Mhm.
this woman doesn't really look that freaked out that I have glowing red eyes and claws, does she?
Oh, no.
Yeah.
Could you put those away, please?
They tend to, as far as I know, they tend to stay like this. Also, you don't seem to be freaking out about this.
No. No, I'm not. A while ago, I would have. But seriously, could you put those away?
She puts her hands in her pockets.
No, you can just retract them. Like I know you can do that.
Oh, is that a thing, Chris? Can we retract them? Because I just know it lasts for a scene.
You can deactivate them whenever you want.
Okay. I just don't want to have to spend the blood again in case we have to turn up.
Oh, you'll have to spend the, I think you have to spend the blood again.
Yeah. It used to be a gangrel merit that you could retract your claws, but they removed that.
Okay, yeah. So basically what she'll do then is Miriam will kind of like extend her, like hold up her hands to the lady and retract her claws.
Thank you. I'll put the stake down. You appear to have fallen on top of those.
Good try, by the way.
Oh, thanks. I'd been working on this place for a really long time. So are you here alone, or I don't think we've met. Have you met have you met the prince?
Yes, I have.
Okay, that's good. Hi, I'm Amelie. She kind of awkwardly extends her hand.
So Miriam will take her hand and say, Miriam.
Hi, Miriam. So you are new, I assume. Not that like that's like a bad thing. You know, this place is kind of off the grid, so no one would really have a, you know, even if you've been here a really long time, you know, I wouldn't have expected you to, you know, not come here or anything.
Like I said, I happened upon you.
I
Let
guess.
me check it out.
Well, you've seen it. It's rusty.
She
I
looks.
see. Looked into most of the rooms.
The only thing. She'll just say the only thing I took was the stick, in case I needed to stab someone with it.
You can keep that. That's fine.
All right. I don't think I recognize you.
No, I kind of, you know, I don't go out too much. I kind of just stick to where I'm wanted and needed, which is a very select few places. I don't leave my sire's how to say domain all too much. Like every now and then, like on the regular, but you know, I don't go to court that much or stuff. It's like it's just kind of a hassle. I mean, I went once to the big one in Timron. I don't think you're around for that. As when they selected the new prince, I kind of, you know, had an obligation to show up then because, you know, from Odessa. But yeah, I don't really go to courts all that much. You know, I like it out here though, and my sire's domain, that's nice too. So I largely stay in those two places, and just kind of mind my own business. But yeah, it's a shame we kind of met under these circumstances. But you know, it's not a big deal. Oh man, that floor is going to take so much time to fix.
Miriam looks at the torch, kind of looks at her hand. Does she have like a weapon other than the torch?
Oh yeah, she has like half a dozen knives on her waist.
Okay.
And
yeah. So
and two stakes.
Yeah, Miriam's gonna take some of that. Knowledge and say, "You're not the gangrel, are you?"
I am not a gangrel, no.
Can I ask which clan you hail from?
I'd rather keep it to myself, if that's okay. Like I don't mind if Oh, you've already said it, but I wouldn't have minded if you didn't tell me. Like, you don't need to. It's fine. It's just
Chris, I'm having a really hard time hearing you.
Oh yeah, she. For the record, she is actually mumbling. This is deliberate.
I know. I got the feeling it was icy.
Yeah. So yeah. I don't really know what to say from here, other than thanks for revealing yourself. I would have. I kind of meant that I didn't want things to get ugly or violent or anything, because that would have been really bad.
Can I make an empathy check on her?
Yeah, sure.
Cool. This heightened senses also apply to perception empathy checks?
No, I house rule that is no, because it gets a bit OP for detecting lies from other PCs that way.
Okay. Nothing.
She clearly wants to fight. This is a trap. Miriam's dead. She's got Miriam right where she wants her.
I'm just shit.
Wait, what's up?
I botched my empathy check.
Now Drystan is convinced that this person wants to kill Miriam.
Oh shit! We'll off in a minute.
Did you come here alone, or is there somebody else, or anybody else? Like, were you part of a group or anything? Like, because if you're the only person really, I mean, that might be a problem too. Like, I kind of need everybody out here. Like this, I'm considering you've explored this place already a little bit from what I can see, and the fact that there's a bunch of traps and stuff that I kind of made that have you kind of triggered, you can understand that this is a pretty dangerous place. Like, do you have anybody else hiding or that has been staked or maybe blown up? Because there's a good chance even if they're hiding, they'll probably get themselves killed.
No one. There is one person.
Could you get them to come out, please? I'm a little bit. I hope you can understand. I'm a little bit uncomfortable. There's nothing personal. I just like to know where everybody, kind of stands here. Like, I mean, they could be creeping up behind me, and that would be awkward.
A sigh just comes from the room that I am in.
Oh, okay.
And I'll just, with my hands behind, slowly retracting my claws, gonna walk on up behind Miriam. My eyes still glowing red.
Hello. Hi, I'm Amelie. You're the place where I kind of keep my stuff. Hi. Hello.
Hello.
Huh?
Oh, my apologies. My name is Drystan. Pleasure to
Oh,
make your acquaintance.
okay.
I was just wondering, is this your haven? Your domain?
I don't know, it's not my domain. If it was, like, things would probably be a little bit different. And, well, I mean, I'd have more legal recourse. I mean, not that I would use it, because I don't want to be like abusive or anything. That would be a bit like unfair, I think, on you guys, because I don't expect you guys to have known that. So no, like it's just kind of an awkward situation, and it's kind of just here in this situation, and it's my traps may have almost killed half of you or something, or one of you or two of you, all of you. I don't know, this is just awkward.
I don't see a single scratch on either of us.
I mean, you could have healed.
I look at my clothes and I'm just kind of like, fair point.
She'll nod and say, "These were next before I came in."
Yes.
I mean, you clearly fell. She points up.
This is true. This is true. I do hope you forgive me for being curious. I'm a very curious individual. I have a couple of questions if you wouldn't mind answering some of them.
Kind of depends on the question, but okay.
Okay. I happen to overhear your conversation with Miriam here. You said you don't like to get out of your sire's domain. Who's your sire?
I mean, I'm kind of happy to discuss that when we're not here. I'd rather not discuss it here. This is kind of a situation where I'm very tense, like, if you understand. And
No, I don't really. Why would you be tense here? Is there something that is going to go off here?
well, a lot of things here could go off, but
Yes, I've seen the Greek fire.
yeah,
Yes. I'd
yeah.
like some of it.
Um, hmm. We can talk about that at some point.
Is it yours?
Oh yeah, it is mine.
I'm gonna make another empathy check.
She's kind of hiding something, so she will attempt to. I don't think she's actually that good at.
Ah, god damn it. All these fucking empathy checks are just like biting me in the butt.
She's actually not terrible at this at all. She's just painfully average. Okay, yeah, she's been upfront with you. It is hers. Like, at least that's what it seems to be. Yeah, took me a while to get all that, to be honest.
It took you a while to get all that, huh?
Yeah.
Yes, yes. The arrangement from one side to another. Pray tell, could you elaborate to me the nature of all these wooden figures that we've happened to find?
Why does it matter to you in particular?
Oh, I am a historian, a storyteller. I love to hear stories. I love to learn new things. And I have a bit of an idea of what these are, but if you are the owner of this collection, surely you'll be able to tell me more, right?
Oh, well, the figurines I'm just holding for somebody else. Now, that's kind of why everything's separated. So I can answer that question. That's just so everybody knows, like, this is my, or I know that this is my stuff, and, that is everybody else's, and also not to get the whole highly flammable, potentially burn the house down stuff confused with the nice figurines and, pots and bowls and stuff that people would actually use without the intent to kill each other.
Are
Yeah,
you sure?
I used to have a lot more of the lethal stuff. A lot of it.
Mm.
I mean, I still have a lot of it, obviously, but this is I don't use it all that much anymore. I used to there was a misunderstanding, and it got cleared up.
Hmm. And this place is yours?
I've had this place for quite a long time now. I mean, probably not a long time by, K-Night standards, but a long time by, well, just I've had it for many.
It's fallen to quite a bit of disrepair.
Oh, the top side has. I don't really care about the top side all that much. That can be in disrepair. That doesn't matter. Like, I mean, all the better, right? Then people won't come here.
No, they will come here, especially here. Have you not looked around the farmlands?
I mean, yeah, but why come here? It's just a mess. It's just an abandoned building. That's all the way out, like, what, 20 minutes out from the actual farmlands? At least. Like, nobody else came here. Like, you guys are the first ever.
We have an eye for quality.
I mean, you have an eye for dilapidated estates, I guess.
What about the animals? The dogs above ground.
I don't know. I think the dogs may have been. I don't know. Like, I mean, they're clearly wild.
They also don't like you.
I mean, yeah, that's sad. I don't like that. I like animals a lot. They don't really like me anymore.
Anymore?
Well, yeah, being what we are, animals don't really like us much anymore.
And they like us just fine.
Yeah, I mean, they like my sire too. But
Who is your sire? You keep bringing this person up.
I mean, I don't really want to get into it here. It's kind of a.
Listen, you've talked with us for a while now. Nothing has exploded yet, so I don't see why you don't wish to tell us.
I mean,
Unless, of course, it's a very, very important private matter.
I mean, she is really important, but like definitely one of the like 13 most important. Like, understand? But I'm not really comfortable discussing that here, just because this is just. I don't know what the reaction will be, because people tend to not like each other based on stuff like that. And I don't really mind. I just kind of want everything to not be like that.
Are you a Ravnos?
No.
Are you Tremere?
No, and stop asking me these questions.
Well, then we really don't care about a clan-like relationship if you're not either one of those two. Look, I'll be frank with you. Because we came in here to see what this building is about. You have some very interesting stuff in here that you're not using, if it's yours. Holding on to it, I see. You have quite a sizable collection of weaponry.
Yeah,
What are you going to do with all the siege equipment? Do you use it for alchemy? Potions?
Yeah, I mean, I'm not going to lay siege to the city. I mean, it's not really my clan more than who my sire might be, and besides, you don't really know my clan. I could have just, like, lied to you, but, not that I did. Just saying, like, you don't actually know. I mean, the only reason I know you guys are gangrel because, you have the whole glowing eyes, claws thing going on.
I am going to make another empathy check on her.
Miriam's starting to kind of guess, maybe this is a Malkavian, guys.
Oh my god. I just really want the Greek fire. 2 successes.
She kind of likes the Greek fire. What's the empathy check for, to see how clingy she is to the Greek fire?
She's just like...
Yeah, clearly something's up with her, like, sire that causes her to be sort of worried about you. Like, either it's something to do with her sire, or it's something to do with you that's relative to her sire. Maybe her sire's just a prick.
Chris, you are so quiet, man. Can you please speak up a little bit?
Maybe her sire's just a prick. Who knows?
You can turn them up in the Google toolbox.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, no.
It's fine. There we go.
Yeah.
I mean,
What else do you have in here?
Hey, you broke in here. Why is that any of your business?
Curious?
Like, I'd rather the breaking and entering not continue. I'd rather not that turn from an accidental thing to a deliberate thing. Because this is all my stuff. Like, it took a really long time to get all of it. I mean, the figurines aren't, but they're somebody else's.
Whose are they?
Oh, they're actually, I can't. I'm not really. I kind of can't talk about that. I mean, it's kind of like, if I gave you something kind of you didn't want people to talk about, and then I started talking about it and told them, oh yeah, it's all to do with you. Like that wouldn't be like you'd be insulted, right? Like, I feel like that would be like, I'm kind of breaking my word. That wouldn't be very
Personally, don't really mind, but I guess. Sure.
I mean, if you explicitly gave it to me so that other people would talk about it less, and then I just went around telling people after they...
That is fair. Miriam, what do you think?
You can't really feel an aura, for the record.
Okay, that's fair. She'll shrug and say, thus far, she's the biggest mystery of this entire place.
True. Tell you what.
Is this some sort of investigation? Are you like the secret canine police? What's this?
Tell you what. What is exactly a police? Can you explain this to me?
Max. The secret canine watch? Like, what's this? Are you the hounds? You new hounds that are sheriff or something? I haven't caused any trouble.
Tell you what.
Sure should be looking to his little war with Fiona and all that. Like, not me. I'm not doing anything.
You mean with the outside? Oh, that is something. Someone has been setting fire to these lands. Have you maybe encountered someone who did that?
Yeah.
Or looks at all the flammable materials, looks back at her.
Why would I do that? That's stupid.
I don't know.
Not to mention I'm destroying livelihoods. Like, why on earth would I set fire to the farmlands?
Produce a famine which would make people more dependent on you, using it as an excuse to ghoul and or shepherd them as your herd.
No, because famines get herds killed. People die and then you can't feed off of dead people, really. I guess unless you're like, decapitation? I don't even know if they can do that, though.
More like recently dead.
Yeah, well, there you go. Famine, not good for anybody involved, or me. I mean, I could say I will end your famine if this happens, but I mean, can we actually do that? I don't really think so.
No.
There have been a lot of storms recently, though.
Really?
Yeah, a lot of rain.
Well, I'll tell you what. Would you be more, because you seem still awfully twitchy, would you be more amicable talking with us if we just went upstairs?
I mean, maybe, like, if we just talk outside, like, away from all this.
Why not here?
because it's kind of a... I mean, I'd rather not even talk outside. I'd rather just, sort of talk later in a secure environment where,
What do you have here that cannot hear us talk?
well, that will up.
What'd you say, Chris?
She just goes, what?
What do you have here that can supposedly listen in on us?
No, nothing here can listen in on you, I think.
Okay, and what's...
I mean, I'm kind of concerned for my own. Like, remember that you guys kind of broke into my place and had claws, and that kind of is scary. Like, and I don't know you at all. This is a very unique situation for me. To be fair, most of my situations are unique, but still, the point stands. So, yeah.
How long have you been doing? Have you been a Canite?
It's been... Oh man, it's been a few decades now, although to be fair, a few of those decades were spent kind of not really aware of what I was, and kind of was a huge mess, and may have been part of a misunderstanding.
Oh, I'm sorry.
How are you unaware of what you are for decades?
Well, I mean, I became aware, but I didn't really know my sire.
Oh, well,
My situation is kind of odd.
I'm sorry?
Well, okay, let me put it to you like this. If you found a house and it's full of stakes and flammable objects, what would you think that person did for a living?
Not for living, but I'd supposedly say they would hunt down Canites.
There you go.
Are you a former hunter?
Well, no. No, I kind of became one when I got turned, and then stopped. But I kind of want to move past that. I don't really want to do that because it was kind of
Fucking terrifying.
No, I mean, it wasn't too hard to hunt down Canites, to be honest. Most Canites in Odessa are not particularly subtle, nor are they particularly adept, like even the martially oriented ones are
Yes.
easily handled with my particular set of skills. That's besides the point. I shouldn't really be bragging about killing people. I really shouldn't be doing that. Because the whole misunderstanding was that I thought we kind of weren't people, and that I was just a horrible monster that existed only to destroy lives. So
how exact? Never. Do I want to know how you got accepted into this domain?
A lot of it was like managed beforehand and before the current prince's time. So you're kind of asking the wrong person, and the other person, well, there are a bunch of other people involved. There's only one person who can really answer that question anymore, and the other one was the former prince, and he's dead, so...
You are fascinating.
I mean, I really don't want to be. That's the last thing I want to be anymore.
Come, let us move upstairs.
Okay, I'm just gonna lock these doors up.
Oh, yes. We've cut the wires to the flintstone, the traps, and all that.
To be fair, the Flintstone was a pretty reckless one. I probably shouldn't fix
You
that one.
you really should not do that. I don't know
That's-
how much more of that you have here, but that is black powder and Greek fire.
That's kind of the point. If you break in, it blows up, you die.
Well,
If you're in the Haven, you die too.
Oh, I don't really stay here all that much.
this is not
Right,
your haven.
really.
What is this happening?
I mean, no, it's like
Yeah.
I stay here sometimes. It's like kind of like a temporary haven, you know what I mean? But it's really just a storage house.
Ah,
Hey, but-
that explains what the dog told me.
yeah, and you know, the traps kind of existed before I made this place into a proper storage house. It, you know, it was meant to, you know, I kind of expected Canaanites to come after me. So if they did, then you know, they'd walk into a bunch of traps and they'd be snakes, and I'd be like, ha 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 ha, I've got you, you arrogant Canaanites. But they didn't do that, so they kind of just languished, and then you triggered them. So at least they found some use, I guess. But
Well, they didn't work.
yeah, they didn't. That's disappointing. But I mean, good, because you didn't get hurt, right?
Well, thank you for the vote of confidence.
I mean, I said I was glad you didn't get hurt, but
Yes. Shall we go upstairs?
okay.
And whilst we're walking up the stairs, I'm just kind of looking her over, just like you are a former hunter. You've been here for a while, and it's been a couple of decades. You've been here all this time, or have you been traveling around?
I've been here for a few decades, but not really in the domain proper. Then I started edging closer, and I guess my eyes caught people's attention, and some people found me, and then
Yes.
it
What
picked
is
it up.
up? What is up with your eyes?
Um,
Are you distantly related to the Shining Ones?
that's a subterfuge check.
If I can even say that, I just realized. I have the occult and the lore to know it, but yeah.
Say this is, yeah, what's your occult and half wisdom?
My occult is 4, my half wisdom is 4.
Okay, yeah, you can probably say that then. Because I think the Fae are actually known as the Shining Ones to the Canaanites.
They are. That's why I'm specifically calling them the Shining Ones. Like, everybody knows about lupines, everybody knows about mages, but ghosts and Fae are just like ghosts and the Shining Ones.
No, she gets 5 successes on a subterfuge check. She got the success on literally every dice, so...
Oh man,
Oh,
I'm gonna try. Let's see. Oh,
just barely.
just
you really
fucking.
did try as well.
Oh
You
man,
really
if
did.
only I had a specialty.
Yeah, if you did, it would have been a lot. To be fair, she got a success for every dice. That's insane.
Do I know about the Kia seed?
What's your canine law?
Only 2.
No.
Eh.
She was
But I do get an extra die in all vampire-related things.
Yeah. You still wouldn't have had a shining. Not at that kind of, you need to be at least 3, I think.
Yeah.
Preferably with 3 and with Scald, you could probably figure it out. With you'd need 4 normally, but you've got Scald, so with you'd only need 3. But she'll just say, no, it's complicated. It's a whole mess. Like, I was never really fully human, and the Embrace does weird things for people who aren't human, or fully human. I mean,
Not fully human. What were you?
yes. I'd rather not talk about that. I'd rather not talk about what I'm not. Not anymore.
Not anymore. Does your vitae mix weirdly at all? You should avoid the Tremere. You should definitely avoid the Tremere.
Absolutely.
One of them. I know one of them was with the group that captured me, but I think something happened and they couldn't get them.
Oh, well.
They couldn't get my vitae, I don't think. I think one of them screwed another member of the group over or something. I can't remember. It was interesting. No, I have a whole host of weird, strange things going on with my life that I really don't understand, and a lot of it I really don't want to.
Why not?
Because I don't want to be consistently be reminded about what I'm not anymore. I preferred what I was, now I'm just something else. I mean, my sire's nice. And
Just Miriam tilts her head and just asks, "Why are you still trying to hold on?"
well, I mean, that's a good question, because I'm not... I don't know. The terminology's still coming to me, but, you know, I'm a humanist, I guess. Is that what you call it? That's what academics call it.
Oh, no, I understand.
Even though I'm not really a human. Never really have been. But, I mean, I just kind of want to do...
The live and let live.
I mean, yeah, I'm just... I mean, I never had the chance to look at other philosophies, but it's not really my thing, and I just don't care.
I feel you.
Hey, Chris.
Mm-hmm.
When Miriam felt Amelie's hand when they shook hands, was she particularly cold?
Not really.
She doesn't look super corpse-like right now?
Oh no, she looks like she's a healthy mortal.
She looks what?
Oh, she looks like a healthy mortal.
Okay. Wow, she got pretty good pathway from that probably.
I don't know. Everything I've been through, I just don't want to. Everything's already bad enough. The least I can do is not make it worse for anybody else. I mean, I do a few errands here and there. I'm not involved in most of the city's politics. I try and stay out of it. I just do favors for certain people at my sire. But it's nothing harmful.
You're not a member of the 13 great clans, are you?
I mean, how do you know that?
You stay out of the city. You're not exactly renowned in politics. You have an odd dislike of mentioning your sire.
I mean, all of
You
those
do
things
favors. You stay on the outskirts.
all of these things could be used to describe a gangrel.
But
Not
you
really.
didn't pop clock. If you were a gangrel, we would have known you, or at least heard about you, or you would have killed us the moment we walked in, or the moment I walked out.
Or maybe I'm very cautious and realize that, okay, just because one person's here, there could be multiple people here. I don't want to die by shooting a dumb challenge. Maybe you're really old and just hiding it really well. Maybe I don't really care if you, breach or whatever my territory is. As long as it doesn't cause any lasting damage. I mean, I get it, obviously, obviously you guys know, and I know that I'm not a gangrel. I'm just saying.
Well, you already said that your sire was not one of the 13 important ones.
No, I said that she was, my sire is one of the big 13 important ones.
Oh, she did say that? I thought she said she didn't say that.
She did say that.
Oh, okay, then I retract that statement.
Yeah, it's... I'm just Amelie. That's who I am. And while I'm happy with my sire, and she's been very kind to me, and I think she's a very good person, and I care about her a lot. And I would never allow anyone to hurt her at all.
Who is your sire? You keep
I'm
bringing her
sure.
up. Sorry, Tim. What did you say?
Oh, Miriam just noted that she said until something, which means there's a condition.
I mean, it's something for them to tell you, not really me.
Them?
I mean, them as in, like, the person.
The person?
So, yeah, like, singular. I don't really know what you mean. I thought you meant like I was embraced by multiple people or something. Which didn't happen. That was a lot of crazy circumstances around my life, but that's not one of them.
I've actually have heard just stories about multiple people embracing a single person. They get weird.
I mean, very little surprises me anymore. Which is actually kind of sad, because it's almost always awful.
I'm very sorry.
But yeah, I'm just like I wouldn't say I'm proud of my bloodline, just kind of happy with it.
So okay.
I just it's a very sensitive matter for a lot of people involved, so I don't know how much
Why?
I'm supposed to say, and I don't want it to like cause this whole, I mean, as I said, I don't get involved in politics that much. I don't want it to become a whole thing.
Okay. So obviously you don't want to tell us, but I'm curious now.
I see.
So
You asked me like how many times?
yes. So I am most likely going to go around various canyons of the city asking. If I'm sorry, but you are a fascination.
I think. Oh, Miriam's just gonna say, "Trust me, Emily. When he is interested, he doesn't stop."
Well, I mean, I know some people. I know someone. Oh, actually, I do know someone who could probably tell you a bit more about how I came to be here. Do you know someone called Irene? She's the harpy now.
Yes.
Yeah, she was the one. She was one of the people who came to collect me, and then I kind of paralyzed her and staked her. But we're friends now. We haven't talked in a while, though. I should really talk to her again.
Her sire and myself are quite well acquainted.
Oh, that's nice.
Yes.
Oh, that makes me happy. I'm glad we're all getting along. That's good.
Okay.
It's just been a very...
Don't you get lonely?
Well, I have my sire and everybody else who kind of looks out for me, and sometimes I kind of miss what I used to be, but there's no changing the past, so...
I would just like to show what Dristan's face looks like when he just talks the entire time, just like, ah.
It's just all you can do is really move forward, and I kind of mourn the fact that I am what I am now, but I'm also happy that it has given me a new chance to try something else and find and become someone new, but to have a new purpose. That is good. I
see.
I missed that, but I have that now.
Well, I'm glad you found something. I would be very. Could I have a Could I talk to your side? Does she do conversations? Can I make an appointment with her? Just to. This.
I can ask. I don't know what the reception would be like, but I can ask for you if you want.
Yes, please.
Okay. If I might ask for something in exchange, because I mean, even I do that sometimes. Not all the time. I just try to be, nice about it.
Just to meet with someone?
Well, you have questions, and just meeting the person will reveal a lot.
Well, that in particular would depend on the amount of information I would gain. If we're going to talk boons and favors, then the exchange needs to be equal.
I can do that. I can do that, Aaron. I'm good at those. Yeah, I can be your go-between.
All right, see you later, Tim.
Yeah, all right. All we will say to Miriam will be, yeah, if you need to find me again, I actually, I work at a tea house. You can find me there in the Central Market.
She nods.
It was nice to meet you.
You as well. What kinds of things can you do? Or rather, will you do?
Well, I mean, I can hurt something really bad. I'd really prefer not to ever do that unless it's a bad person.
Nods.
I mean, like, really bad. It's easier with Canites because we can take a lot more of it. I can't make someone just stop. Nobody really knows why or how that works. But you really don't want me to do it because you'll probably just sit there until the sun rises.
Ah, all right.
Yeah. If things got ugly, I would have probably done that, and then you'd be in a lot of trouble.
She turns like, what the fuck?
Like, you just kind of sit there, and then I could just kind of keep wailing on you until you died, and you just kind of sit there going, that's weird, and kind of she navel gazes as if to illustrate the point.
You know, the Toreador have a flaw, Chris. I feel like I should have a flaw with this particular person.
So, flaw for gaining knowledge, like that's your ancillary.
Yeah, right. No, I actually do have that.
See y'all later.
Okay.
See ya.
Bye, Miriam.
Thank you, Miriam.
Miriam will kind of walk away and, well, either report this or keep the information to herself. Yes, we will just continue. She was nice.
Well, yes. She's not generally like that. That was quite a nice change of pace for her. Yes. Quite good.
No, I need you to come out with claws like what's she normally like?
Well. How about this? In fairness of not telling another person's secrets, like you've been doing so far, and you've been doing it very well, I'll not divulge anything of her that she may not wish to tell.
I mean, if you can keep a secret, I mean, it's weird because I know things, and it's a bit trickier than it sounds. We'll sort it out on the fly. I think it'll probably take a few nights to get everything sorted anyway.
She's not hard to figure out. Trust me.
What?
You're out of character. She was talking about Miriam, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, no, she was talking about Miriam. And I'm getting a really strange sense of deja vu here.
What do you mean, sense of deja vu? Have you had this before?
I swear you said something like that to me before in a desert regarding your character and one of Tim's characters, and it's really freaking me out.
I've not said that in regards to Tim's character. Maybe with
weird.
another person's character?
No, oh no, I was talking about like my Sarah, you meeting her and all that.
Oh.
Yeah, it's weird because that kind of like is politics, and I'll be upfront, I'm not really very good at that, and I don't want to cause a mess.
I don't if it
you
makes
or
you
anybody
feel
else.
any better. I'm not particularly interested in politics.
That helps.
I'm honest, I'm a member of Clan Gangrel. I go from city to city and I tell stories. That's what I do.
I mean, you guys still have politics.
Uh,
You have stories and lessons and grudges.
yes, but that's...
And some of those might become an issue. I don't know if they will be. And you might not care, and that's great. If you actually, it's probably better if you don't. Like, that's a good thing. But it is.
You're kind of hitting the nail on the head here. Due to some circumstances.
It's tricky, but I mean, as I say, like, once I get to my sire and like I tell her, hey, this, did I ever catch your name?
Yes, I introduced myself. My name is Drystan.
Sorry, I forgot. I'm really frazzled.
I can tell.
Yeah, this is Drystan. He wants to talk about this, and he's from here, and he wants to, ask these questions, and she'll be like, well, I'm happy to do that for this, and you'll say, well, I want it for this, or I want to ask these questions instead, and then, then I'll be like that, and she'll be like, okay, and then there'll be a meeting. Or she'll say, no, go away, and then there won't be a meeting. I don't really know.
And you cannot tell me the name of your sire?
No, that's... I mean, some people already know, but...
Why do you tease me like this?
I'm not trying to tease you.
Why do you keep this glorious, delicious, rich vial of blood right in front of my nose and say I can't have it yet?
I don't know.
It's frustrating.
Maybe my sire knew all this would happen and is trying to play a game. It wouldn't be the first time.
Oh, frustrations.
She can do that. It's really weird. But yeah.
Who are you? You are fascinating to me.
My story's kind of a long one, but
I would be very happy to hear it.
Maybe one of these nights I'll tell you, but probably not after I've just met you breaking into one of my storage houses. That would be or my only storehouse. But I kind of wish I had more of these.
I still want some of that Greek fire.
Well, I mean,
And I'm beyond curious as to what's behind those locked doors. Why did you lock those rooms and not the other rooms?
Oh, well, the one at the back, I'm gonna need to move all of that now. But that one contains very sensitive information on a lot of people. That a lot of people might want, or they might want it gone. Or it might make them want me gone. I don't really know. Kind of back from my old hunter days, well, Hunter Knights, but you know what I mean.
Why don't you destroy it then?
I could do that, but it is... Some of these people are not very good people. And some,
Not a lot of us are.
oh, some of them have also gotten into the firing line of various important people before. And I also know my life hasn't always been so well established, so it's a good bargaining chip if I ever need to use it. I mean, I'm not going to, like, not use it to, like, hurt anyone.
So would you say,
Try to kill me, but, you know, then that's kind of, you know, just self-defense.
so would you say that you'd have a fairly good grasp on the flow of information of the city?
No, all of this information is kind of, like, I don't do that anymore. But most of it is still accurate. And most of it is still very powerful, dangerous.
So you wouldn't happen to know. No, never mind. That'll be a subject for another night.
Let me just, to kind of just put it into perspective, I could probably tell you about where a third of the city's canine population lives and how to kill them. Now, I don't really want to do that because, you know, I'm not a hunter anymore, but...
I am not interested in any of that.
That's good, 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 good. Yeah, if we could not talk about that ever, that would be good.
Sure, you have my word.
Thank you. Now, my old self would have taken that a bit more on the nose, but yeah.
I'll even give you my word for free this time.
Oh, well, thanks. I guess you have my word. I won't discuss this with anybody apart from my sire, who you want to meet. So I kind of need to divulge what happened.
Yeah, I would burn that information if I were you.
Yeah, I love. Some people want me to hold on to it, and I kind of see their point, so I haven't. But I don't know. I don't know.
Look, I'll be frank with you. I'm trying to set up a little bit of my own territory here in these farmlands.
Oh, okay.
I don't really care who knows and who doesn't know. I'm sure that the people who will eventually try and find me will come find me, so...
Yeah, there are a few canines trying to invest here.
Yes, I've got it as such.
Like, there's some guy doing some weird stuff with the weather. One person trying to set up a military installation. And then there's, well, recently you guys are moving into, so it's going to be interesting. But yeah, the Salubri also used to be here, but, well...
I heard about that. I initially thought that this was one of their mansions.
No. No, they're two elders. One of them lived with a member of the City Watch, and the other lived in a chapel not too far away from here. And near a village, one of the larger ones just off the road, kind of sat on a hill above it. He was actually a very kind man. I was never really going to go after him. Even for what he was, he just wasn't worth it. The other one was pretty violent. I mean, tip of time
Crusade,
right up my alley.
Crusader.
Yeah, had a grudge against half the city.
Well known. Well, yeah.
I mean, at the time, I was all for it. Do my job for me, but yeah, not anymore.
That was not even a year ago.
Well, I don't know what happened to them.
Well, if you're all like, do your job for you, then your conversion to this let's not hunt down Canaanites is very recent.
Oh yeah, it's very recent.
What made it change, if you don't mind me asking?
Well, I met my sire.
So let me just. You were embraced. You hunted down Canaanites. You settled here. Still hunted down Canaanites, gathered information. And then
I've
you
kind of
met your
always been,
sire.
yeah, I've kind of always been around here though. Like not in a domain, but I grew up in a small countryside village, but you know what I mean. I have
Oh. Ah.
I just lived far enough away that few people ever paid attention to me, and well, for the first few decades, I was just kind of gathering information and picking at people on the sidelines. Nobody important. Most of them out of the domain.
And the previous prince knew that you were here. What is going on? What?
The previous
What?
prince, I don't think, knew because, well, I don't really know. I think. No, wait, no, they did know. I remember being told that.
Yours is a very strange story.
I think there was an arrangement in place beforehand, as I said. My sire had set up a lot of things. I think this was all one big. It was like one giant test.
Do you like your sire?
I do. Great deal.
Do you love them?
Why?
I'm asking this out of concern, curiosity. I don't know. Never mind. Don't answer. Don't answer.
My point is, my sire is the reason I wasn't killed half a dozen times over. They looked out for me even when I would have killed them less than a year ago. I mean, I don't know how someone can fault that. I mean, one can question why it took so long, but
I'm gonna make another empathy check on her. I'm so confused. Just like your story is so filled with contradictions. What is going on? 4 successes?
one part of it is that she seems pretty bad at kind of elaborating. She's not very good at explaining anything at all. She just seems very, well, as she said herself, frazzled. But she part of it is that she's also telling the story in a very non-chronological order. It seems she doesn't even know all the details of her own story. But she does have her sire playing a defining role in every instance.
Mm-hmm.
In both a sort of controversial yet loving way.
I'm just going to point out, you do know that several things that you speak of contradict each other, right?
Now, what do you mean?
Just saying.
No, just explain it to me. I'm not very good at this.
Well,
Like, my life's such a mess, I can't tell up from down sometimes.
Well, you have a beginning point, right?
Yeah.
Somewhere around here. Let's say somewhere around here.
Yeah, it was like 20-something years ago.
All right. So the beginning point is here. The next part of your story happens here, and then you jump back to here, and then jump forward to here again. And then you and then you begin here, which is where we are now. And it's not a great way to tell a story. No, that's not. What am I saying?
I'm trying to explain my situation. I mean, and what do you want me to do? Write you a book?
If you could.
Well, I can't read.
Oh. I can teach you.
Really?
Yeah. I wouldn't see why not.
Well, I'll tell you what, if you teach me to read, I'll give you the Greek fire. I don't have a lot of money, so, but you seem to be interested in that, so I should at least offer you something, right?
Mm-hmm.
Is that fair? Am I doing this right?
You are. Just can I ask you something before we make this agreement?
Yeah, sure, go ahead.
Okay. You said you've gathered a lot of information about the people about the Canaanites in Odessa. You have a chamber which contains that information.
Mm-hmm.
How have you contained that information if you don't know how to read and write?
Oh, it's all pictures and maps.
I'm going to make another empathy check. She's so great. You're doing a really good job of weirding me out.
Like, I'll tell you this, I can't, sure, I can't write or read, but I can write, I can sketch a face. I could even do yours if you wanted.
Only if you get my best side.
I mean, I could make your best side a wanted poster.
Please don't do that. In the meantime, I'm just kind of like, yeah, seems legit. Because I got no successes.
Yeah, it's largely all just, yeah, it's just maps, you know. I mean, I can draw, I know how to map out a landscape, I just can't write down names or...
All right.
I mean, I kind of...
Do you have a particular language you'd like to learn how to read or write in?
I mean, this place speaks largely Arabic and French, so one of those, I guess. I guess Arabic?
Based in the area, I'll teach you how to read and write Arabic.
Okay.
For the barrel of Greek fire.
Yeah, it's a deal.
Marvelous.
She'll kind of awkwardly shake her hand. Yeah, funny story. A long, 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 long time ago, I came here with one of the Crusades.
Oh, really? Where are you
parent,
from?
my parents did.
Where are you from, if you don't mind me asking?
That's the thing. I can barely remember. I think I was so young at the time. I was actually, to be fair, I shouldn't really sound European. I was kind of born on the way here, so.
Well, do you remember which crusade it was?
One second. I see. Track of the dates, right? Okay. What's the First Crusade? Oof. That's not a helpful timeline. Gimme. Yeah, I think it was yeah, I think it was like right at the end of the or just after the end of the Second Crusade. What's your academics in history?
2 dots?
Okay, I'll just give it to you. That happened. The Second Crusade ended in 1150.
That's 50 years ago.
Yeah, well, I mean, subtract 20 years from, well, add 20 years to that, considering, I grew up.
There have been 4 crusades since. No, there have been another 2 crusades since then.
Yeah, if I was embraced, I think just before the third one. And I kind of wandered around for about a decade, and then I kind of got a handle on what was going on. Yeah, I know it took me 10 years, so what?
Look, man, it took me 5 years. I also took a while.
Oh, they go. So yeah, yeah, it's been a while.
Funny story. I actually got plucked off a fisher boat and got dragged underneath the water.
Oh, well, that just sounds lovely.
No, no.
Yeah, I'm being sarcastic.
Yeah, no.
I'm
No.
sorry to hear that.
It's all right.
I
We
mean,
all have our tragic backstory, TM.
what's the TM?
As Drystan looks to the camera and winks.
Shut up, Deadpool. Put on your fucking mask and get out of here. Boo, get off the stage.
Boo!
Yeah, but we'll just kind of go, oh. Yeah, I mean, mine is, I don't know. yeah, Greek fire for literacy. Nice. Thanks.
Good move. Good move. Nice dodge.
No problem. Yeah. Oh, if you're looking to explore, actually, I do have something for you.
Okay.
Yeah, it was an Octavian. Actually, two of them. They used to live around here. Well, not around here, but there was a stables that they lived in.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, one of them was called Garnet. The other one, I don't know what the other one was called. She was kind of like young, Nene like me. They didn't actually stay here very long.
Okay.
But they lived in a small, I wouldn't say estate, but I guess it would be an estate.
Have you looked in this estate yet?
No, I heard Malkavians tend to leave echoes.
I guess if you're sensitive to that, that would make sense.
I am.
Oh. Oh. Oh.
It hurts.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm not particularly sensitive to those things, but I have encountered some very strong resonances that even made me buckle. Can I give you a piece of advice?
Sure.
Never go to Constantinople. Stay away from it.
I'll stay well away from it.
That place gives me, well, these nights it gives me the worst feelings, and I can't imagine what it would do to you.
I I I went there once when I was not this. Only for a week. It was part of my family's business, but I don't remember too much. Just the kind of the wooziness and then ringing in my ears and a lot of bleeding.
Yes, no, you should stay away from that, especially now. Especially now.
I don't
That
like thinking about it.
there's
Let's
a
talk about something else.
I, well, I was just going to add that there's a possibility that the same could happen to Dessa.
But why? No.
Have you have you not? We'll talk about this another day, another night.
I I I I don't want to talk about this.
Fair enough. We will not talk about this again.
She actually kind of has this sort of sheltered look in her eyes as she looks down when she talks about it.
Emily?
Yeah, I'm fine. Right, yeah, nice deal. Thanks. I'm gonna I'm gonna go now, and I don't know if you want me to help you move the Greek fire or have somebody else do it. I'm gonna move everything else. I'll get some help.
There are actually two other people soon to arrive, and they'll just help me move some things.
All right. Do you mind if I stick around for that?
No, not at all. It's your haven, or it's a temporary thing. You want to check whether or not we take anything more. That's well within your right.
It's Yeah, I mean, it's not that I don't trust you. It's just this is a very. I should just stick around for stuff more because everything I encounter
You
is strange.
really should. Like, if this place is, and I'll just continue small talk. If this place is so important to you, then you should take better care of it.
It's just that. Never mind.
A recent arrival, such as ourselves, had their eyes on this plate almost immediately. Well, I guess it's because we're recent arrivals.
Do you want to end the scene of small talk, or do you want to continue talk? Do you have something to continue?
No, not really.
Then yeah. Huh? Your owl gets here.
Yes,
He's fucking late,
he is fucking late.
and you will write them messages. I write him a message to send to your brood. As Amelie kind of looks on in abject amazement at your ability to write anything. So you will have the Greek fire moved, and she will see to it that that is the only thing that is moved, because this is weird. And we'll end the scene there. Thank you, players, for playing. Thank you, Tim, for playing. Thank you, watchers, for watching. We'll see you all next time.